If there's one thing that South Africans love more than a double cab, it's a special edition double cab. And I've rounded up 3 of the more current special editions from 3 of the more popular manufacturers to compare them and see how they fare. But there aren't 3 of me, so I have to have a little bit of help. And helping me today, I have Martin. How are we doing?
How's it, Chad? Nice to be back.
What have you got over there, Martin?
I brought the Thunder, a Ford Ranger Thunder.
Ford Ranger Thunder.
Yeah.
Based on the wild track, right?
Based on the wild track, basically a wild track and drag.
Okay. And then I also have Tay.
Oh, that form is all wrong. Fitness people will hate me, but that's not why we're here. Hello there.
How are we doing?
I'm all right, thanks. How you doing?
Well, I'm good, but what have you got over there?
So, I'm gonna do this in one take. The Volkswagen Amarok 2-liter by TDI 4Motion dark label, not the beverage, careful, one take. And it's everything that you need in here. It's like a quarter, but more. It's got Vos instead of Russians. It's the Amarok.
I'm going to reserve my judgment on that comment over there. But what we want to take a look at, guys, is we want to see how they differ from their standard version. So what makes them special editions. I think we need to take a look at things like engine and drivetrain. I've got the largest one here in this Hilux Legend RS.
RS, does it mean it's fast?
No, it means it's got a rolling shutter. Yeah, I know,
2020.
wrap your head around that.
You know what this means for this one though? VW go for a part.
Okay, but then I think we take a look at, as I said, the drivetrain, what makes it special. Let's take a look at some of the off-road capabilities. We are off-road here. Let's take a look at that all-important price, but then let's see what it's like to live with. So let's touch on those NVH levels. All right, we're going to head out and let's see how they fare. This new Legend RS isn't just a pretty face. It's not just cosmetics, as it is with some of my competitors here today. They've actually been through it almost entirely. So even the engine's been updated. The 2.8 litre GD6 engine has received a new turbocharger and a new injection system. And this means that it's more efficient and it's more powerful. It now makes 150 kilowatts and 500 Newton meters of torque. And I love this little power mode button down here, because this power mode button, just really, I call it the overtaking and gapping traffic button. It really does make a difference. It doesn't just, put a light on the dashboard. It actually does make a difference. It's really fantastic. The pull is absolutely marvelous from this engine. Now they say that on the combined cycle, you're going to get 8 liters per 100 kilometers in terms of fuel consumption, combined cycle. Tell you what, I took this out on the highway and I was getting low 6s. It is phenomenal. And what a great drive.
So this is the Ford Ranger Thunder. And as I said, it's basically a wild track in drag. So we have the same 2-litre twin-turbo 4-cylinder diesel engine. We have the same 157 kilowatts. We have the same 500 Newton meters, and it's sent to all 4 wheels in this case. You get it in 4x2 as well. Through a 10-speed auto box, which actually works pretty well. The performance, it's a small engine dragging along a big body, so it's never going to set any speed records. But for its intended purpose, there's not really very much to fault here.
We gotta talk about power. Now, this 2-litre by TDI motor over here makes 132 kilowatts, 420 Newton meters, and it is mated to an 8-speed automatic. Now, it doesn't go for power. I know some of you are frowning, but let's make up for that in that it shifts really nice and smoothly. And even taking it on an off-road trail over here, the box is behaving itself. And as a result of that, it makes it a pleasant drive while not irritating at the same time. Speaking of fuel consumption, combined you're going to be getting 9 liters per 100 Ks. Pretty decent for a 2-litre lump.
engine itself is pretty nice to use. Not because it's particularly smooth, it's most likely because of really, really good sound insulation, which keeps the cabin noise levels very low. Even on the freeway, especially around town, there are no conditions where the engine noise is really intrusive. You only really hear that it's a diesel when you start it up from cold. So noise, vibration and harshness, it's not quite there where the Hilux's new 2.8 GT6 engine lives, but it's very close.
Jumping into the Amarok here, you'll think it's going to be a typical bakkie. What do you expect? But let me tell you this is more SUV than bakkie-like. Now some of you are thinking, but why are you saying that? This is a bakkie, it's got the low bin, it's got everything. What are you saying, mate? Here's why. VW went to town with the suspension as well as interior comfort for this vehicle. There's no irritating rattles. Take this on an off-road, bumpy trail, what have you. It handles it with poise. And I really respect VW for that. I mean, you know what they did here? They put a cheeky microphone. And you know what they call this feature? Voice enhancer. What does that basically do? You want to yell at someone in the back and be like, "Hey, win!" It basically takes all the front passengers' audio and relays it to the people in the back through the speakers. And that is a tasty feature. They really thought about noise, vibration and harshness with this car.
As a whole, well, it's extremely quiet in here. For a bakkie, for a diesel bakkie, let's be honest here. You're still going to hear the thrum of the engine. It is going to make a little bit of noise, but it's nothing that is intrusive or worrisome. In fact, on the long open road, it's very, very quiet, very comfortable, and very smooth. You see, they changed the spring rates as well as the damper rates and the rear suspension. And this has made it an absolute pleasure to drive. It still bounces a little bit over corrugated surfaces, but on the road, excellent, excellent road manners. It almost drives like an SUV.
VW owners, we come out in style, even in bakkies. How you doing, Chad?
No, I'm still struggling to find a way to get out of that thing. I'm just far too short in the leg.
I'm just happy to find a vehicle that's big enough for me to just walk right in.
Yeah, because I mean, you're considerably taller than what I am. In fact, I think you're taller than a human.
Fits just like Tetris.
Tell you what makes the dark label so special though, mate?
So as the name comprises, it focuses on the idea of contrast. So light color with black accent, i.e. the side runners, dark label sticker, rear tinted taillights, rear tinted rear windows, and deep inox interior with embroidered floor mats. Dark label, contrasted idea.
Those wheels are not standard fare though, hey?
No, those are 18-inch Rawson alloys which are available from VW as part of this package. So there you go.
So what happens if you order your dark label in a dark color? Do you get a light label?
About that, not quite.
Okay, Martin, now we've said for ages that the Mercedes-Benz X-Class is nothing more than a Navara with mascara.
Indeed.
I see a similar theme going on here.
This is a Ranger with mascara, eyeliner and lipstick.
It's a wild track in drag.
It's a wild track in drag. So this grille design is at the moment specific to the Thunder.
But I quite like that, hey?
Yeah, it looks
It's a
much
nice
more
style, actually.
American.
Yeah.
It does. It reminds me very much of the F-150 sort of look. In fact, it also reminds me of a 5-litre Mustang GT look. Also got that sort of scalloping in it,
that's true.
which is quite nice.
So the
That's a
other
proper
things that
grill.
make Thunder a Thunder are these 3D stickers down the doors and on the tailgate. And some red accents and some red accents inside, and Thunder embroidered on the seat backs.
Okay.
Talk
So I
about
mean, it
hammer.
takes a slight red touch to that orange theme that the Wild Track's
That's
accustomed
it, yeah.
to.
So the Wild Track is generally orange and grey. This is red and black. So
Okay.
it all ties in with this theme.
All right, fair enough. All right, guys, confession time. Mine isn't a real limited edition. It's just a sort of new model and a new model grade introduction. It is now the top of the range one. It is the Legend RS, and as we said earlier, the RS stands for roller shutter, which is actually motorized. It's electronic. You guys know this.
That's
because you've
cool.
been-
We've all played with it.
It's fine. Just goes brrr.
And okay, so part of the Legend upgrades and updates and that is this new front end, which I rather like because I think this is now starting to look, once again, a little American Tacoma Tundra sort of look. They've just got these dark accents around the grille, the new grille design, the squared or fog lamp bezels.
A chin.
A chin, yes, which was a big problem with the 2016 Hilux launch. That overbite was absolutely appalling. By LED headlamps.
Yes, not single LED, only for the low beams.
Correct, correct. Only on Legend though. Raiders are going to have to make do.
Give it another year.
Give it 6 months. All right, Legends get 18-inch dark alloy wheels, rather nice. We've got that sort of dark grey sports bar on the back. Inside, full leather interior, a couple of accent trims, and then they've got a 9-speaker JBL sound system in there. Looks like overkill, it sounds like overkill, but it sounds fantastic. Forget what it looks like on the inside, it really does sound great. And of course, 8-inch infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Every South African is probably asking, does this play hip-hop nicely? I know you guys are asking that.
No, I think they're asking, does this play Bobby?
Yeah.
Is it from Pretoria?
Well, yes, and I can vouch for this one. It does not have a special sound system at all, but it plays Bobby van Jaarsveld very nicely.
So what does Amarok actually say? Joburg North plays Amapiano. There you go, that answers that. On this lovely off-road trail over here, you think the Amarok is in its natural environment. It's SUV-like, but it can do some off-road. Now, it's got hill descent control and diff lock, all at the touch of a button, but it doesn't have low range. Now, you could say that it brutally oversimplifies off-roading, and that makes it more welcoming, especially for people like me who have come from a little hatchback. But personally, even though as a beginner, I'd like a little bit more control with the off-road. And unfortunately, a touch of a button is not necessarily only going to do that and the car handles the rest. A little bit more control would be nice.
The Hilux is still just as capable off-road as what it ever was. You do have 2-wheel drive, a 2-high, you've then got a 4-high, 4-wheel drive, and you've got a 4-low. So yep, low range. And that means that you can, well, go crawling over things that you, well, ordinarily wouldn't get over. It does have a rear diff lock, and it also has a descent control that holds the vehicle in place beautifully. If it detects that you're on a decline and that you've come to a complete stop, you actually have to give the throttle a little bit of a prod just to get it going again. I've really enjoyed the time that I've been here out taking these trails in the Hilux. Nothing really seems, well, too difficult for it. You do need to watch that breakover angle. It can catch you out at times, but the running boards are sort of looking after the bodywork.
On to off-road abilities, it's more or less what you'd get with the other two bakkies. 4-wheel drive selectable, in this case by a switch on the center console. There's a rear diff lock, low range, the usual stuff, but the Ranger actually has one trick up its sleeve. The hill descent control speed can be adjusted simply by pressing the cruise control button. So you can decide how quickly you'd want to descend. If it's too fast, you can bring it down. If it's too slow, you can take it up. And it actually works very, very well. There are some ditches and downhill gradients here where you could actually feel the hill descent control very cleverly applying the brakes individually to keep the bakkie stable and to keep the speed at the level I desire. But all of this technology costs money.
All right, so how many of your Randellas do you have to part with to get yourself behind the wheel of a Toyota Hilux 2.8 litre GD6 4x4 Legend RS Auto? 851,100 Rand. And that's a lot of money. When you consider the price of the competitors, oof, that's a bit of a tough sell. It's a great vehicle, don't get me wrong. I have really loved spending time with it, both on the road and off the road, and frankly, I could comfortably put one of these in my garage. But it's a big, big price tag. Ooh, when you consider what else is out there.
812,000 rands for this 4x4 Ranger Thunder. That's a fairly serious bit of dosh, but it's not quite as expensive as our Hilux back there. So all's fair in love and war. With that said, I'd still think, unless you really crave something that looks very unique, you should probably consider a normal wild track instead, because it has all the same goodies, all the same goodness, same engine, transmission, all-wheel drive system, and all the other tricks, but it saves you 30 grand.
Money, money, money. Cash, credit, EFT. What you're going to be paying for this Amarok right here. Total package, including the car and the features, you're going to be paying 695,800 rands. What else does that get you? Well, gets you a 3-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, as well as a 5-year Automotion 90,000 kilometer service plan. Pretty sick.
So there we go, we've put them through their paces, we've shown what they're all about, but the burning question always is, and I'm going to start with you, Tay, your money, your garage. Are you parking a dark label in it?
Coming from a person who generally drives a hatchback, and the fact that this is just a simple bakkie that I can get into, go to the hardware stores, get whatever I need, I think it's great for that, and especially for the price that I get compared to my other two colleagues here. I think it works. It definitely does. I'll take it.
Okay, because they have become rather expensive. Martin, would you park the Thunder in your garage?
I would not park a Thunder in my garage.
Not?
Between these three, I'd actually choose this one without the lipstick, mascara and eyeliner.
So a regular wild track?
I'll just stick with a normal wild track and save 30 grand. But I wouldn't actually, with my own money, buy any one of them.
Really?
I'd go with the Mitsubishi Triton.
And that's a good point, because we don't have a complete spread here of special editions or double cabs that are available locally. We're missing things like, well, Nissan Navara, which I'm rather partial to. Getting a little long in the tooth and due for replacement, but fantastic
vehicle.
Fantastic value for money.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. Personally, this one is now 39,000 Rand more expensive than that Thunder, and I don't know.
So it's 70,000 more than a wild track.
And mine's more affordable.
That makes this a bit of a tough sell. As great as a vehicle as it is, and it is, it's fantastic. It's got brilliant road manners, it's fantastic off-road, the equipment level is pretty high, not as high as the Thunder, but pretty high. I just think that premium puts it out of the average man. It's going to be a bit of a, as we said earlier, a bit of a status thing.
It's a status thing, it's an aspirational Hilux.
Aspirational Hilux.
But what's coming up soon, actually?
We have Navara coming soon.
How about that P-Series, though?
P-Series is here, and we're hearing great things about it. That's also one.
Yeah.
The Haval P-Series. People are raving about it, so we're going to have to see how that fares in the longer run.
Or you could take the money from one Ford Ranger Thunder 4x4 and buy two Mahindra pickup S11s.
I don't hate life that much.
So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the audience, let's ask this question to you. Which would you take and why? They don't only have to be these three, but that and beyond. So please comment in the section below, and please like, subscribe, and check out all the other Auto Trader stuff. And also, don't forget to share the vids. Anyways, chaps, I think there's a car wash in Shisanyama with my name on it, and this Amarok will fit perfect for that. So, cheerio.
Cheers. I'm hitting an off-road trail.
So am I. I'll be there to tell you that.
That's cold, man. That's cold.
Yeah.